Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Hearthstone. Not 100% sure how long we're gonna go today, but we need to win 4 more victories with the Warriors since that's the overlap we have. I suppose if I really wanted to screw around and make more recordings, I would not do the overlap and end up playing twice as long. Of course, that's not really what I want to do. I have plenty of other games that I want to cover. A lot of games I would like to cover out of order. Mostly that is centering around I just don't want to play Dishonored. I just don't want to. And if it wasn't just my stated goal, and probably the best idea to play Dishonored right now, I would skip it. I would totally skip it. I'm going to have a very laid-back experience with it anyways. I'm going to play on casual. I'm not going to try to get any of the collectibles. I'm going to say forget it for the achievements. All of that is impossible anyways. I wouldn't be able to get all of them anyways. Some games are just like that. They have like no kill. It has a no kill, don't ever be discovered achievement, and like that's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. I'm not that good of a player. Dishonored is for people who love the games like Thief and Deus Ex, and Deus Ex is a real easy version of that where well, I don't know, I probably did set off alarms like crazy, and absolutely did. If you watch my Deus Ex playthrough and you remember the section where we got into the police station, that's about how efficient I can be, which is to say not very efficient at all. I'm just gonna save the coin and end the turn. So I ended up in the police station knocking out every single police officer and just emptying the whole building of enemies, of police, which is ridiculous because the goal was to sneak in there and be completely undetected, and it's really difficult to do that. Maybe on the second playthrough, maybe on easy where you have twice as much energy, which is what I was playing on, and I didn't realize it was giving me twice as much energy the whole time. You could run around invisible, but there's so many security cameras, so many police, and as soon as the alarm goes off, everybody in the building starts running towards you and shooting at you. Ooh. Looks like we might have a disconnect here. Well, maybe just a slow player. Well, I can't do anything yet, so I'll just end the turn again. This is enthralling Hearthstone playing here, we can see. I want to play her story. That's just I got that, and so I want to actually play it. I've realized that there is a hole in my collection that I would like to fill pretty fast. Let's just try this. At least he gets the character out there. There we go. Just waste the coin on that so we can play something. Pinball FX2 and Pinball Arcade. Both of those have DLC, are free to play, but they have DLC for every single pinball table. So next time they're on sale, if I have the money, I am going to certainly try to fill out at least season 1 of each of those, if not a lot more. I think what I'll end up doing is doing some random spotlights on it always. Just whenever I get a new table, I'll do random spotlights, because it's not like you could I can't really do a series of me playing pinball. I'm not that good of a pinball player. I don't think that many people would be interested in it. And what pinball is very unique in that one game is the same as any other game, except for on the player's actions. It's slightly different. Either randomly or by skill, you can activate almost any mode in less than 5 minutes in any pinball game. There's no progression there, there's no real story there, or the story is very short that is limited to one gameplay's worth of time. This is a shame.
Stop moving!
Let's go ahead and do this. I want him to hit this guy in the face once, and then this guy in the face all the other times. And that didn't happen. Darn it. At least he didn't die. At the very least, at least he didn't die. If he hadn't been silenced, he would have been doing 2 damage to the face each time. It would have technically been doubling the damage. If he would have been hit 4 times, that would have done 8 damage to his face. Alright, we know exactly what to do here. We have a 3-2 and a 5-2. I'll take this, and I will take this, and we will start smashing the face. So yeah, I want to get the DLC for that next time there's a sale. I'm starting to, outside of my wish list, which is kind of every game I even want to consider looking at, I'm starting to think what would work better and what wouldn't. I'm also having just this weird renaissance of playing games when nobody is watching, when I'm not recording, and it's silly. It's really silly. I'm in the middle of Portal 2, speed running through that. I need to go back, and I want to go back and play Portal 1 a little bit more, and then there's still Rogue Legacy is still installed on my hard drive. I want to play that a little bit more, see if I could potentially ever level up to good enough so I got all the max levels and could actually beat all of the things. I don't think I can, though, because the last 4 achievements on Rogue Legacy are really dependent on skill. And unless I just put another 100 hours in it and try to get really, really good about it, I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. Here we go. We'll upgrade that one and do that. Take this guy out. Hit this guy in the face. There we go. Ready to win. So I need to make this decision eventually to take Rogue Legacy off. Free up some more space. Part of the problem is just I've started in the middle of not falling asleep and having insomnia. I've started playing even Hearthstone a little bit at nights if I can get around the quests and play something without beating the quests. I wish we'd get new quests at midnight, because there's a lot of times where midnight would have been the exact perfect time for me to start recording. Let's see. Alright, we can take this guy out and yeah, the upgrade really was crucial there. Usually I wouldn't have thought that that was helpful, but it was actually. It probably wasn't that crucial, but I'd like to think it was. But yeah, I was playing after midnight, like just at 12:04 last night, Hearthstone. And if the quest had come in, I would have recorded the recording session right then.
Let the hunt
There's
begin. Victory or death.
particularly for the Hearthstone series, it wouldn't really bother me too much if I was a little sleepy, but not too sleepy. It would have to be just the tiniest amount of sleepiness, because I don't want to ever make a recording where I'm just yawning non-stop into the microphone. I try to make it so people don't hear me when I do yawn, but I'm sure some people will catch on to that every now and then. And yawning doesn't always mean that I'm sleepy. It often means I've just been talking for so long I've run out of oxygen. And of course I'm talking about yawning, so I'm dangerously setting myself up to start yawning right now. But let's see, after I get Dishonored done, I think it's right back to Lego Batman. I think it's then from Lego Batman, I probably need to do some more You Don't Know Jacks. I think, let's see.
My blade be thirsty. Oh yeah, you got it.
After You Don't Know Jack, I'll probably upload some Hearthstone things, but that's not really recording anything more than what I'm already recording. It will probably be after You Don't Know Jack. I'll probably need to start stacking. And there, somewhere in the middle of that, maybe I can get her story recorded. Let's pack that guy in. Hopefully he'll summon a bunch of guys. Either if he doesn't kill that guy, that'd be kinda cool. Let's play this guy next. Seems like the right one. Then this guy, then this guy, then maybe this guy. It takes him a real long time to summon something that can do some damage. New games are coming out, even though it's early, the early half of January, I would say. What's the first week of January still? New games are starting to show up on the horizon. There are some games that have been announced that they're coming up for PC. For instance, interesting. The game that was announced just last year, Recore, is coming out for PC. It looked like a slightly interesting game. Well, slightly is probably a little bit damning with faint praise, but it looked, yeah, it looked interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see that game a lot more before I would actually consider buying it, because it's a new property. It has no name recognition, so it very. There was a game that came out for the PlayStation 4 when it first came out that was sold somewhat like Recore. It looked somewhat like it. It was a new property. It was this robot that got bigger or smaller and had like a bunch of floating pieces to it. And they tried to sell it up like it was going to be a major AAA title thing that adults want to play, and in reality it was just a cheaply made, badly made game targeted to kids.
My blade be thirsty.
Whenever a menu takes damage, gain.
Ogre!
Let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna save this so I can play this if I need to. I don't remember what the name of that game was. So, but the point is, ReCore could easily be something like that, a kid's game, and or just a bad game in general. Let's see. This.
Practice makes perfect.
Just go ahead and hit that one in the face. Because I can do 1 damage with this and do that if I need to.
Ready to flee! On guard!
So yeah, that's coming out. What else was coming out? No. We already knew Tomb Raider was coming out, so that's not news. Here we go.
Back
This
to work!
and then this.
Back to work!
Then we'll do that.
On guard!
And attack the face for 1. Something else was coming out. It got announced. I just can't remember what it was. I didn't... Oh, no, it wasn't something else is coming out. It was something else is not coming out. It's the exact opposite. According to the rumors right now, they are slowing down the release of Assassin's Creed.
No problem.
That's what I was thinking about. So Assassin's Creed is not going to come out in, I think, 2016. They're going to wait till 2017 for their next game. And it very well might be set in Egypt. It might be that a canceled game called Osiris they've taken some of the assets and programming from that, and they're going to use that to make the Egypt game. But if they're taking an extra year to do it, that's good. That's good news. That's really good news. Here I am. I've bought the first 2 Assassin's Creed games. I was going to resolve to speed up and catch up, and I'm still kind of am resolved to do that, but it's really helpful if they turn around and slow down. That meets me halfway. That means because right now it's somewhere around the 6th month of 2016 before I'm even gonna have time to play Assassin's Creed 1, which means I probably won't play Assassin's Creed 2 until somewhere around Christmas of 2016. That's where the schedule is falling right now. Darn it. Darn that. That sucks. That sucks completely. I need her to summon something else. Just one other creature. So I can play this. And then with this I can do 5, and with this I can do another 6, which would leave him down to 1. Do I want to waste my attack? No, I don't. I think I may have gotten him. Now, because if he uses this, it only powers him up. If he attacks with this, it only powers him up. If he can't kill this guy in this next turn or freeze him, I'm going to attack this guy. And then that's going to leave him open for another 5 to the face. And then if this guy doesn't attack the next time, he'll do 5 more damage, with plus that is 8.
What to do? What?
Of course, if he can do something like that.
Ready your lance,
Guess I have no choice. Let's take this guy out. Let's play this. And let's end the turn. I'm trying hard here. Trying here, but I don't know if that's gonna work.
Aha!
It's not helping me any. It's not helping me any. I've lost. I might as well concede right now. Let's just let him win. But he's managed to keep me at bay long enough to play what he needed to play. Late game player it is. So as far as the Assassin's Creed thing goes, that's great. The question that people aren't asking right now, and it might be a good question to ask, they are making an Assassin's Creed movie. Whether that one good question for any movie in the works is, will that movie ever come out? And will that movie be so good? Do they have so much confidence about it that would be the time to reboot the series?
Shall be mine. Victory or
The
death.
truth of it is, Assassin's Creed is a horrible, horrible mess as far as its story. It's garbage. It's totally awful. If they tried to reboot it, and start over with this next game in line with the movie, that would be maybe the right thing to do. But I don't know how you do that in the video game series. And it would be really hard because Assassin's Creed Syndicate was starting to reintroduce some of the stuff that was garbage in the original trilogy of Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3, which it's kind of hard to even call that the original trilogy because there was 2 other games in between 2 and 3, just on major platforms. If probably some more games on mobile, maybe, maybe not. I don't remember.
So many possibilities.
So maybe what they're trying to do, I would say what they would have to do, really, is if the next Assassin's Creed just wrapped up the whole story perfectly, then you could try to reboot the series in the one after that. And I don't know if that's particularly going to be acceptable either. Let's just go ahead and kill this guy. And then we'll just summon this guy and not do any damage to anybody. Either way would have worked fine. But, whatever. I don't know how you reboot the Assassin's Creed series though. I think what you have to do is you have to take all the missions and all the areas and try and merge them all together in such a way. I don't even know what you would do there. Do I kill this guy and protect my face, or do I attack the face?
No
Let's
problem.
trade 2 damage to the face for potentially 4 damage to the face. Yeah, the real solution to Assassin's Creed is not to touch any of the old stuff, and the fact that they're going back to mess with the old stuff just shows that they're probably going in the wrong direction. The ancient aliens craziness of the game is what they had been getting away from, and now they're going back to it. I don't know why. I don't know what got in their head to start getting on that again. They should have just let it fade away. Because the premise of Assassin's Creed is just a weak, stupid premise that it's never going to resolve itself in an interesting fashion. If it could, if I thought for a second it could, I'd be interested in it. But this whole ancient aliens, items with magical powers, stuff is just never going to work. So why do they keep? Why are they bringing it back up after they sort of stopped bringing it up? There must be, and it's almost certainly the case, since they have at least 2 teams always working on Assassin's Creed. There must be some story writer or producer or somebody high up who loves the ancient alien stuff and thinks that's what makes the series great. And then there must be a second producer or story writer or manager who isn't so hot on it but doesn't completely hate it to the point where they're trying to get rid of it. All the Assassin's Creed things need to do is just be set in the actual time they're set in. That's all you have to do. You don't have to explain why we're in the past. There's plenty of other games where you're set in the past. When I'm playing, when I was playing the Saboteur, I never for a second questioned why I was in the past. When I'm playing, like, if I play Wolfenstein Old Blood, I'm never gonna question why I'm in the past. Video games were in weird times and weird places all the time. Nobody questions it.
So
and
many
the
possibilities.
Animus future systems,
Truth is
they
my shield.
just can get replaced. You don't need glitches. The Eagle Vision was something that wasn't even given to you by the Animus. Having us play in different time frames, they do seem to like to do that, and I kind of get that. I should have played this first, shouldn't I? Oops. Here we go, we're about to win. That's good. I don't know if we're gonna go 3 recordings. I guess we are, because we're about to wrap up this recording. I don't know how you put all the data of like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 together though. You would just have multiple areas, and that's fine, but then the games themselves would be super long too. So it's almost like the memories would have to be cut down into a best of collection, uh, which then kind of makes no sense.
Almost out of time.
What they'd have to do is they'd have to do just like Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider 1. No, there was nothing, as far as I know, as the original first Tomb Raider and the reboot. I don't think the story or the levels were the same. It was just a reboot to say, this is where the canonical story is going to start over from. And I think that's exactly what they'd have to do with Assassin's Creed 2. Is don't try to put any of the previous levels. Don't try to put any of the previous story. Just start over. And they kind of need to wrap up the first ones because it's been going so long. But we've been going long enough for ourselves. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.